They proclaim Pride Month in the NBA. They proclaim it. They show it to the world. They say, come join us for Pride Month, to celebrate unrighteousness. They proclaim it. They proclaim it on the billboards. They proclaim it in the streets. Unrighteousness. So how is it that one can't speak righteousness? How is it one that how are they to say that you man, this man is crazy?
So he went on Instagram, said that, pretty much just saying like, no, I don't know. How do you, I didn't even take that as like, this is a bad, I just said like, this is something that they do, right? They proclaim this, right? This led to the Chicago Bulls coming out with this statement. Chicago Bulls announced today that the team has waived guard Jaden Ivey due to conduct detrimental to the team. Over here.
What does that mean? Waived guard? What does that mean?
Means that he's been released
He's been
from his
released.
contract.
Yeah.
He's no longer with the team. Okay. So he then took to Instagram and said this. Hopefully it plays through all right. But let's see what this.
Right? They said your conduct is detrimental to the team. I haven't been with the team. Right? I haven't been with the team because I've been rehabbing. So how is my conduct detrimental to the team? Where have I done detriment? Did the players did I say man, you suck? Did I say you suck to the players? That would be detrimental to the team, right? Because I don't trust in I'm saying the player sucks, and I'm on the same team as him, right? And he's my teammate. We're supposed to be teammates. We're supposed to be on the same team, right? We're supposed to be playing together, right? We're supposed to be passing the ball to each other, right? We're supposed to be doing handoffs and ball screens, right? We're supposed to be doing these things.
So what
two things right off the bat. There's two things right off the bat there. Number
Fire
one,
away.
that is religious discrimination, and he absolutely should file a suit for that. Secondly, that is unrighteous. The exact thing he said they were, and then they went ahead and proved him fucking right. So originally, the only word that he used to really contextualize what that rambling is, you can tell this guy's an athlete and nothing else, was that he does have a religious contention with this. And he was let go from the team because of his religious contention. This could probably very well hold up in court in terms of religious discrimination. And also then proves him right in front of everybody. Because the guy didn't even say that much, and he's lost a massive contract, I can only assume. So he's right in both counts, in being able to potentially open up a lawsuit here for discrimination, and also the unrighteousness that he was referring to in his initial video that he made.
There's just so much to unpack with this. The phrasing they used in the statement the Bulls made about his conduct being detrimental to the team, you have to explain why. Like, what about the things that he said? How did that affect the team? How is that dampening their performance as a team? How is that creating strife? Like, he's allowed to have opinions. If he came out in support of Pride, how is that any different than him disagreeing with the message? Because that can alienate people too, if you're supporting that. So I don't understand how having any sort of feelings about it is treated differently than supporting it. And I just think about the NBA. They are extremely woke. I mean, I think back to 2020, if you want to talk about like the derangement going on with how far things went, people were wearing Black Lives Matter warm-up shirts. They were wearing I Can't Breathe shirts during warm-ups. They were doing, they're taking a knee during the anthem, which I just got, this is a bit of a tangent, but like everyone was taking a knee during the anthem in basketball, football, pretty much every sport back in 2020. And the thing they said is, we're going to do this until there is either no more racial inequality or there's no more police brutality. We'll do this forever until all those things are fixed. How many people kneel? None of them. Everyone stands for the national anthem now. They're just full of crap. It was all performative. And, you know, I just think about this guy, like he has an opinion that's the wrong thing, and he's being completely thrown out the door. And the biggest thing, last thing I'll say is, who's going to stand up for this guy? Because his teammates should stand up for him and say, no, his conduct was not detrimental to our team. We feel comfortable with him having an opinion, even if we disagree with it. He's had this forced on him as a part of the league. He has to engage with the stuff that he thinks is unrighteous, and that is his fair opinion to have. And he's not being disrespectful. He's not being intolerant. He's not saying like, oh, you know, I won't do X, Y, or Z. He's just pointing out that it conflicts with his religious beliefs. Does he have to compromise those in order to play in the NBA? I don't think so.
I think everyone's afraid to stand up against this kind of BlackRock sponsored monster because everything would be a catalyst. There would be no small victory. It would be the beginning of a much larger upheaval. And no one wants to be ground zero for that. I mean, you know, Gamergate was that kind of situation as well. It was one small battle that turned into this monumental problem, and no one wants to be in the middle of that. But you're right. They absolutely should all band together and just be like, this is not righteous. And this is not something that should have happened. It's a completely unequal response to what he even said anyway.
Well, I'll tell you what's interesting here is, you know, like he's made a ton of money in his career. Big, you know, outside of the money, he's going to be fine financially if he spent his money the right way. But I do want to, this was the Bulls last year. They had a Pride night last year. And like, tell me that's not cultish.
Jesus Christ.
So bizarre.
Y'all keep watching it though. So,
well, that's the thing, right? What will they receive phone calls today from their season ticket holders?
No.
Right. I think they'll receive a small percentage, but not enough, right? Not enough to make a dent. Right. And
I just don't get it. Like, why are we doing this with basketball or like any sports? Like, why do we have to put any kind of anything, like any kind of political message, like whether it's this or whether it's something else? Like, why can't we just go to the game and like watch sports and not see these things? I don't understand.
Because they make money and no one will push back.
Yeah, it's a massive platform.
Really simple.
Yeah. Right.
But this is why people are so mad, Strobe. It's just because it feels so needless.
This is the thing. The audience is mostly straight males, right? That's the thing that I don't think people understand about sports. It's mostly just straight dudes who want to watch
the last person they want to appeal to.
Yeah, I mean, that was the same thing, right, with the Super Bowl and with the halftime show. Everyone was like, what's the point? Do you even know your audience? Like, there were a lot of people watching just the halftime show for the halftime show because, sure, yeah, the guy has fans. But, like, when it comes to the people that are actually there to watch football, majority of those people did not care about this guy, did not know about this guy. That was not their interest. So he knows what he's done. He has essentially been blacklisted from the NBA for this. And he said on Instagram he doubts any NBA team is going to sign him again because of what he said right here. What's interesting about this, and we're going to get to some of the extreme hypocrisy here from the NBA here in just a second. But what's interesting is how he's being painted by media here, and that he needs to get help for his transphobic rant or homophobic rant that he went on. The idea, this framing of he's damaged goods because he said this. And I feel like it's almost setting a precedent for a situation like this to where, listen, you know, listen, we did this to Jaden Ivey. You speak out against this, you're out. You're out of the club, like literally just out of the club. And that's the insane thing about this. But hey, it wouldn't be the NBA without hypocrisy here. Take, for instance, Kevin Porter Jr., who currently plays for the Milwaukee Bucks. In 2020, he was arrested after crashing a car, and police found a loaded handgun and weed right there. And then in 2023, he was arrested for felony charges of second-degree assault and strangulation after an alleged domestic violence attack on his girlfriend, who was a WNBA player. Hey, that's not that bad. Whatever. Oh, don't forget about Miles Bridges, who beat his ex-wife in front of her children.
I was just going to bring him up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and don't forget about Josh Giddey, who plays for the Chicago Bulls, who was traded for by the Bulls, who had sex with an underage teen and still gets to play on the team right here.
None of those are as bad as homophobia.
That's right. And let's not forget about LeBron James, who posted "You're next," talking about this police officer here who went on and this was several years ago and talking about accountability right here. "You're next" over here, literally threatening. Oh, and it doesn't just stop with players. What about coaches? Steve Kerr, head coach of the Golden State Warriors, who has consistently railed on our president, calling him literally Hitler, and called law enforcement like ICE Nazis in public press announcements and press conferences with the NBA logo, with the team logo right behind him. Nothing done. Nothing done.
Because they endorsed that.
It's amazing. It's truly amazing. We have this post from Kate. The NBA has made it crystal clear right here. Beat your girlfriend, strangle your wife, plead guilty to domestic abuse. No problem. Serve a short suspension and get right back on the court. Just ask Miles Bridges, Kevin Porter, Jackson Hayes, or even Jason Kidd, head coach of the Dallas Mavericks. Over 400 arrests over the years for domestic violence, DUI, weapons charges, and more. But you suddenly stand up for your Christian faith. Now you're suddenly unstable. Now you're a problem. Now you're not fit for the league. Violence gets a second chance. Faith gets you blacklisted. The NBA isn't confused. It's exposed.